We're going to be intentional about making the most of this new year. To begin the conversation, comment below, family. New levels, new levels. That's what we're aiming to experience. That is the desire of our heart. We don't want 2024 to look just like 2023. No, we want to level up, right? But it's important for us to understand, family, every new level in your life will always require a greater version of you. Let me say that again for the people in the back in case we missed it. Maybe you got distracted. Let me bring this into the forefront of your mind as you have goals and you have great ambitions for the new year. Every new level in your life is always going to require a greater version of you. But what I have noticed about individuals, particularly those that are looking to level up their life, is that many of us are anxious to change our situations, but unwilling to change ourselves. Failing to recognize that a change in your life starts and it begins with a change in you. So if we are not willing to initiate that positive change, we'll never experience more. We'll never experience greater. We'll never experience anything that's beyond our comfort zone. We have to be willing to break that pattern to experience more. I want to share a lesson that I learned, family, a personal transformation lesson that I learned from an experience that I had a few years back, right? For many of you, you may know, for over a decade, I competed in the sport of boxing. And at this particular time, I was preparing for a big event that was coming up. I was preparing to compete in this big event. And I was blessed with an amazing trainer, right, who would challenge you in so many ways. And we had this date marked off in our calendar. So we were beginning training camp. And one thing that he would do when we would step into a new training camp was he would often challenge us. Shout out to my trainer, Cedric Johnson. Not only my trainer, but he's family, right? Cedric would take us to this massive hill here out in Indianapolis, right on the north side. This hill is huge, y'all. He'd have us doing sprints up and down this hill. He'd have us doing lunges up and down this hill. We're carrying plates, 45 pounds up this hill, down this hill to wear us out, right? Not only just physically, but most importantly, what I learned is he was challenging us mentally, right? Because it's only those that take the risk of going too far that can possibly find out how far they can go. And in many cases, it's not our body that shuts down, it's our mind that shuts down. And we talk ourselves out of moving further and doing what it is that we're aiming to experience in life. So as he's putting us through this training session, right, we're there for about 2 hours, carrying weights up and down this hill, running sprints up and down this hill to the point of exhaustion. I remember this conversation like it was yesterday. When he wrapped things up, he knew that we were right there on the edge where we were fully exhausted. He pulled me to the side and he said, Soup, right? He would call me Soup, short for Super Dave. He called me Soup. He said, Soup, I need you to understand something, child. He said, the only thing that's stopping you from getting to where you aim to be is you. Now, this wasn't anything new. It wasn't anything groundbreaking or earth-shattering, but in this particular state that I was in, it resonated with me, right? Because I was in a place where I was reflecting on some past experiences, right? Some moments when I didn't get the results that I was aiming to get. I didn't create the outcomes that I planned to create. But now I'm stepping into a new opportunity and I get a chance to make things new and accomplish the goals that I set. And he reminded me, he said, Soup, the only thing that's stopping you from getting to where you aim to be in life, from getting to where you aim to be in your career, from getting to where you aim to be and whatever you're aiming to create is you. And I know, right? Many of us, we're very quick to point the finger as to why we're not where we want to be. We blame situations and circumstances, and we blame even people as to why we're not experiencing the life that we want to experience. And we have to remind ourselves at the end of the day, we're not victims of circumstances. No, we are creators of circumstances. The ball is on our court. And what's truly stopping us is not people. It's not our past. It's not situations. It's not the current conditions that we find ourselves in, but it's the man or the woman in the mirror that we see every single day. So as we step into this new year, 2024, there's three things that I want to remind us of as we step into this New Year's opportunities that I learned from that experience and that conversation that I had with my trainer. And I challenge us to adopt these belief systems. I challenge us to adopt these insights that we're going to discuss as we're stepping into this New Year's opportunities. Whatever your goals, your dreams, whatever ambitions you have, if we can adopt these three principles, we can level up our life in 2024. Number one is this. What I learned in that moment, family, is that you have to get out of your own way, right? You got to get out of your own way. That's number one. Put that in the chat if you will, please. You got to get out of your own way. Again, we can come up with many excuses as to why we're not where we want to be. We can point the finger at people, our environment, our conditions, our past, our trauma, our upbringing, things that have happened to us as to why we're not experiencing the life that we envision. But at the end of the day, it's not situations or circumstances, it's us. And you are the one that has to get out of your own way. If you fight for your excuses, you get to keep them. If you fight for your limitations, you get to own them. But we have to understand the only limits that you have are the ones that you create in your own mind. So therefore, if you break that pattern of negative thinking, if you break this pattern of limiting yourself and your potential, you'll open up new doors of possibilities. In fact, what I'm challenging us to do is to break the rules of your historical thinking. This is the only way we're going to experience more and greater opportunities in 2024. You got to get out of your own way. For many of us, you're gifted, you're talented, you're proficient in skills. You've got what it takes, and it takes what you have. But the only thing that's truly stopping you is you continuing to stunt your own progress. You talking yourself out of doing the things that matter the most to you. But D1 came to remind you on this Monday morning, if you can talk yourself out of doing something, you can also talk yourself into doing something. It's about you changing the narrative in your head and you getting out of your way. That's number one. Get out of your way. Number two is this, tied to number one, but it's something we often have to address. You got to win the war within. Yeah. Ooh, if we had time this morning, we would dive deep into that topic. You got to win the battle within. In fact, comment below, win the battle within. In any and every given moment, there's a tug of war taking place. Excellence and mediocrity, fear and faith, doubt and confidence, being intimidated and having courage. In those moments, family, you have to develop the discipline to conquer yourself when you feel like giving in to your fears. You have to be willing to have the discipline to conquer yourself when you feel like doubting what you're capable of doing instead of stepping into the opportunity with confidence and deeply convicted that you can make this thing happen. You got to win the battle within. We've all been there. Maybe somebody tapped into this broadcast right now. You're there now, right? Where you feel defeated. You're looking at your circumstances and your situations, and they don't add up to the goals and the dreams that you envision. And you keep saying, why should I take steps forward? It's not even worth it. Nobody like me has ever made it to that level, right? Nobody in my family has ever done this specific accomplishment or achieved this particular goal. No, you got to win the battle within. If you can win the battle within, right, if you can master your mindset, and when that voice in your head that tells you that you can't do it, you overcome it and prove it wrong, this is when you redefine possibilities for your life. Family, this is coming from a person who historically has told himself that my words do not carry value. I got my Aunt Kathy in here. She can recall when I was younger, right, I was very quiet and reserved. I would often tell myself that nobody wanted to listen to the words that I had to speak, right? It wasn't until I challenged those lies, right? I challenged those thoughts. I won the battle within, and new doors of opportunity began to open up for me. Fast forward till now, I'm blessed to have a company and a business where I can inspire people like you, where I get to travel and speak at events globally, right? Not just here nationally, but internationally, being able to empower leaders like you because I won the battle within. D1, what are you saying? There's something amazing and extraordinary on the other side if you win the battle within. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's challenging. I know it may force you outside of your comfort zone, but at the end of the day, nothing amazing takes place within the corridors of your comfort zone. You got to win the battle within to experience the life that you envision. That's number 2. Again, I wish we had time to break that one down in further detail, but unfortunately we don't because we got dreams to catch and success to create. So we got to get busy being great, family, and lead into number 3, okay? Number 3, right? I want us to take this one with us. It's not the weight that carries you down. It's the way you carry it. I need you to say that out loud right now. I'm talking to that person that may feel stressed or overwhelmed, right? Like life is consuming you in this moment. Even as you start a new year, some of the challenges and the problems from the previous year have carried over into this new year. It's not the weight that weighs you down. It's the way that you carry it. I can recall carrying those weights up that hill, right? And in those moments when it got rough, right? In those moments when it got tough, I had to reposition myself, right? I had to shift the weight around. What I'm saying is, it's not the stress that kills us, it's our response to it. In fact, stress is a tool of growth. If there is no stress, if there is no discomfort, we won't experience any growth. In the same way, when you're lifting weights, when you go into the gym, you're looking to get those gains, right? Changing your physique, building that life that you're aiming to experience physically, right? You got to put yourself through some discomfort. And it's through that discomfort, when it breaks down those muscles grow back stronger. And the same is true in life. What you're experiencing, this is not punishment, it's preparation. What you're experiencing is not your breaking point, it's your making point. But what's going to change the experience that you are having is the perception that you create in your own mind. It's not the weight that's weighing you down, it's the way that you carry it. What D1 is challenging you to do in this moment is to change the way you're carrying that stress. Change the way you're carrying that challenge. Change the way you're carrying that difficult experience that you're currently in. Instead of having this mindset where you feel as if life is happening to you, change your frame of mind and see it as life happening for you. Life is preparing you for something greater, a new opportunity, a new level. Because remember, every new level in your life is always going to require a greater version of you. Now, we've talked about many things during this brief conversation. Let me quickly summarize. What's going to help us stay disciplined with our goals and our dreams? Number 1, you got to get out of your own way. Number 2, you got to win the battle within. And number 3, you got to remember, it's not the weight that's weighing you down. No, it's the way that you carry it. Your shoulders are broad enough for this. You're strong enough for this. I know it feels like, hey, the trials, the tribulations, the tests, the difficulties, it's too much to bear. No, you've been chosen for this path. You've been chosen because you're qualified for it, right? You're qualified for it. You may not see it, but it's helping you qualify to your next level. And I want us to keep that in mind as we're stepping into 2024. We got ambitions, we have goals, we have dreams, we have a vision of what we want this year to look like. If not, I hope you take time to plan out your year. But ultimately, there's something that you're aiming to accomplish. It's not going to be a linear path. It's not going to just fall on your lap. No, some things you're going to have to fight for. Some things you're going to have to go to war for. This new chapter in your life is going to require a new level of discipline. You got to master your thoughts in these moments. You got to master emotions in these moments. You got to master your habits in these moments to create the life that you envision. If you don't get anything else out of what we discussed during this conversation, I want you to take this with you, tie this into your memory bank, and remind yourself of this every single day. Old keys will never open up new doors. We want new. We want greater. You got to bring something new to the table. You got to be greater in every single moment to experience that life that you envision. Because remember, most people are anxious to change their situations, but unwilling to change themselves. I challenge you. Be willing to change yourself in ways that align with what it is that you're aiming to accomplish. Your thoughts, your habits, your relationships, your associations, how you identify yourself, the language that you speak. We're talking about the laws of manifestation right here, family. It's time to get in alignment with what it is that you desire for your life. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if in fact this is your first time or your very first time in a long time, put a number 1 in the chat and then your first name afterwards. I'll be sure to shout you out before we do wrap things up. Again, number 1 in the chat and then your first name afterward. If you found value during today's conversation, put some fist up in the chat. Let your boy know that you were picking up what I was putting down during today's conversation. Yusuf, the gem's up for sure. J. Mitch, old keys ain't gonna never open up no new doors. You can't go to that new house with your apartment key. You're gonna be standing right there on the front door. You ain't gonna be able to have access to the new. You gotta bring something new to the table, fam. I have to put the work in, and not just work, but work in wisdom for sure. I see the fist coming up in the comments. Appreciate you, Aunt Kathy. Yusuf, I see you, brother. Real quick, for those of us that benefited and found value during today's conversation, it is not too late for you to share this out with the people that you care about. Share this out on Facebook. Shout out to everybody watching this on X, formerly known as Twitter. Also, you may not be able to comment in the chat, but you too can share this out. Hit that retweet button. I would truly appreciate that. For those watching this on YouTube, real quick, hit the like button. It goes a long way in the algorithm. It will notify the platform that what we are discussing is something that people should hear. It will amplify this broadcast. I would truly appreciate that again, if you would hit the like button. Absolutely. Yusuf. Joe, my brother from another mother, salute. Got some updates coming soon, brother. I'll keep you posted. Very excited for the next series that we're going to be launching. Chatney, I see you in the building. Great day to you. Also, family, if we have yet to connect on other social media platforms, what are we waiting for? Connect with your boy. I'm at the number 1 Gibson, pretty much on all platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, again, X, formerly known as Twitter. And then be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Got some great content exclusively for YouTube. That's where I post all of my long form content. And as I was mentioning to Joel, we have our upcoming season for our documentary series on small businesses, The Quest. You guys may have seen the promotion on the reel prior to us going live on the broadcast. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I cannot wait to launch this upcoming season. A lot of hard work we have invested into this series, and I know for a fact it's going to be extremely valuable, not only for small business owners or aspiring entrepreneurs, but simply just anybody that has an idea, right? They're aiming to grow and expand. 7 businesses, 7 phenomenal stories. We went into their world, helped share their story, learn from their experiences, and gave some nuggets on entrepreneurship and, how to build things from the ground up. Again, a lot of value in this upcoming season. I cannot wait to release this series. But again, that's exclusively on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe if you've yet to do so. D1, appreciate your gifts. I appreciate your support, Mia, for sure. Juan is in the building. I appreciate your work and what you bring to social media for sure, man. There's a lot of negativity that's being spread amongst the platforms, right? In the interwave space, so to speak. We got to be ambassadors of positivity, right? Advocates of love. We got to be beacons of light, right? The salt of the earth, and share the inspiration, putting smiles on faces, helping everybody recognize that they are somebody, right? Being that person that encourages, that person that inspires, that person that gives somebody some form of empowerment and helps them know and understand who they truly are. That's what we're here for, right? So we can leverage these platforms in positive ways, even though we may be navigating some difficult things and some negativity. We got to continue to amplify this positivity so that it outweighs the negative energy that may be spread amongst these platforms. But that's why we do it. That's what we're here for. But let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, family. Again, I appreciate each and every single one of you all that are tapped in live. Salute to everybody watching this on the replay. Again, I appreciate you all tuning in, investing time during this conversation. Now, before we wrap things up, if you find yourself in a challenging situation or a difficult experience as you're watching this broadcast, come real close to your speaker. Come real close to your cell phone device. If you got your laptop and you're tuned in, come real close to the screen. I want you to understand whatever you're going through, whatever you're experiencing, this too shall pass, right? Say that with me, in fact. This too shall pass. Now, you may be on the receiving end of that and saying, you know what, D1, it sounds good, very inspirational, but you really have no idea what I'm up against. I may not know you personally. I may not know what it is that you're experiencing right now in this present moment, but what I do know is this: whatever stands in front of you and whatever stands behind you has nothing compared to what's at work on the inside of you. And that's what you got to understand. You got to stand up with your personal power and go get what is yours: your joy, your peace, your success, your happiness, your personal fulfillment, your goals, your dreams, your promises, your life. Go get it. As it gets rougher, you got to get tougher and fight for the life that you envision. If nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, your brother from another mother, D1 Gibson, has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. Again, I appreciate you all tapping in today. Have a remarkable Monday. In fact, be effective, be successful, live with some passion, and most importantly, join in with me, family. 3 pounds to your chest. 1, 2, 3. Be powerful. I'll see you all next Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, peace.
I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now, yeah, I'ma do it right now.